rooms, because we've had safety issues, now that we're open, we're probably going to have to lock them. So just go to the front desk person. They will open whichever bathroom you want. We don't care which one you want. Also, these are holiday gifts. Any of you who need a gift for the holidays, please take it. Also, we have so much happening, like Christmas Day to please show up, you know, any of that. Follow us on Facebook. So here's our that's our info, so you can stay in touch with us. Anyway, welcome all.
Thank you. Have a quick question?
Yeah.
Women's March, is that going to be in San Francisco? Is it going to be an actual?
Oh, it's happening at the women's, you know, meet here for the San Jose version. It's going to start at City Hall, and I'll make sure that the information that you can post and connect with. But yeah, it's happening big time, and this year, including 2 weeks of activities. So I'm going to on the Active Women's March. Yeah, wanting to be safe. This is going to be fabulous. Yeah. I think it's great that it's all coming together. So it's you guys are much more popular than you think. I mean, we were at the earthquakes, most popular people. So, you know, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Add on a little bit to what she was saying. They have event here almost every month. They have bingos. They have support groups for various support groups, women support meetup that happens here just in general. And they have a huge list of programs and activities on their website and on their Facebook page. And I think both of the flyers, if anyone is interested. Or our RU, our 28. We will go around and do introductions. I'm going to start at this end of the table, go across the table, and then we'll go around. Stitch, what do you do?
I'm an IT second. Technically, I was part of AV, and then I got adopted. So.
I'm Akani. I am the IT lead.
I'm Yuki. I'm your operations exec.
And from Pennsylvania.
From Pennsylvania, yes. I flew in literally just for this.
Hi, I'm Kenny Orphenicus. I'm your programming and events director.
Hi, I'm Clinton. I'm in charge of hotel, and I am the resident large bearded man.
Hello, I'm Shai. I'm a horse, and I'm the vice chair in marketing.
I am marketing second.
I'm James, or licensor. I am business second and first week round lead.
Technically, I'm a customing track lead.
I'm Artie, I'm the social and species track lead.
I'm Red, board secretary, charity, and gifts.
You know, FC Unleashed.
I'm Milky. I help with dance comp.
I'm ISO. I'm the FCDC MC. And I'm totally not regging right now.
FCDC MC, huh?
FCDC MC.
Sounds like you need more TLBs.
And who is right behind you?
And what do you do?
I'm Moroku. I am consort.
That's plenty special.
Awesome. That is very special.
I am Tor. I'm also consort.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Chip. I am part of con operations.
Anthony, I'm second of the game department. I'm Merrill. I work in Reg usually.
Davin, naming lead.
I'm not sure if I have an actual title, but some sort of assistant for dealer.
I'm Buffers, con ops, and food.
Cool.
I'm Bird, just a member of the board.
Just.
Chair.
He's important.
He's sitting in the back.
We're Leon, operations center. Marshall absorbing caffeine. Or registered grumpy. Yeah. In logistics center.
Hi, I'm Lizard. I am a hidden hospitality logistics person and a logistics driver.
Kyle, logistics lead.
Cool. Did we get was anyone skipped? Did anyone come in late and not introduce themselves? Introduce yourself.
I'm Rick. I worked logistics last year.
Cool.
And what are you doing this year?
Logistics.
Yeah.
You have been claimed.
Well.
All right. No one tried to poach that one.
Nope.
Mike.
All right. So the way this is going to go is I have a few general announcements to start off with, and then we're going to go into 15-minute breakouts, which is an opportunity for you to meet with your leads and with other people in your department on what you still need help with, anything that needs to be updated, get into groups and talk about, and then we'll come back and do department updates after that where they'll share what happened during breakouts, and we have some questions. Lattes in Germany.
The biggest country.
We do have Lysander here for business. We'll go around and have the leads say which department they are and where they are in the room.
Okay.
Will that be the zoo game?
Zoo game I'm going to do in the January meeting.
Right.
And also an abridged version at con, I'm hoping, just so that we get everyone up to speed on Thursday of the con. So for general announcements, let's actually start with that. I'm going to be doing 2 meetings at con this year. And these are, I know not everyone can necessarily make the last January meeting, and that has typically been a mandatory meeting. But since we have more and more people working remote and flying in just for the event, and the internet is now more of a thing, I want to do some on the ground at con meetings. There's going to be a half-hour meeting Thursday night following opening ceremonies, and a half-hour meeting early morning on Friday for anyone who couldn't make the Thursday meeting. Go over like, okay, now the convention's happening. Here's what you need to know. Here's who to call if you have questions. Here's the resources available to you. And the exact times for those, as soon as we have them nailed down in the schedule, I'll send them out to everyone. The other couple things, oh man, I took so many notes earlier at the exec meeting that I have to scroll down really far. After the convention, I want to do a party for all of you guys because you're great and I love you. So if you have any ideas for the kind of party that you'd like to have afterwards to wrap up the year, send them to chairman@furcon.org. I'm super interested to hear what people want to do. And then
Chuck E. Cheese.
We could. An important note is that hotel room booking is closing on the 20th, so we only have 4 more days to book a room. If you haven't gotten a room yet, book it now or soon. If you're having trouble booking, then send an email to hotel@furcon.org and we'll see what we can do. But I think it's going to be a little bit limited given how late in the year we are. And 2 more things. Bidding for chair and also for interest in exec next year. If you're interested in being on exec staff, if you're interested in eventually chairing the con or even chairing it as soon as 2019, the board is accepting bid proposals for that. And the details of that are on the Anthropomorphic Arts and Education website, but you can also send an email to board@anthroarts.org or to chairman@furcon.org to get more information about how to come on to exec staff. Even if you're not interested in doing it yet, if you think you might be interested at some point, let us know because we like all of you guys and we like the work that you've been doing and we want people to be able to move up if they want to. And then the last thing is that we want to start going over the hiss and purr notes from last year to make sure we're not repeating mistakes that are really easy to correct. Link to the hiss and purr notes from last year is in the Plan Ahead 2018 channel on Slack, but I will also send that out in an email after this meeting. So anyone who wants to can look over these notes of what we did well, what we need to work on, and if you have any ideas for how to make things work better than last year, again, sending those to chairman@furcon.org. I would love to hear your suggestions and I can make sure that they get to the right people. What we'll do is we'll go into, we have a question. Okay.
What people know about FC playbook? I think some people don't know about it.
Oh yeah, do you want to actually talk about playbook? Because that's
Sure.
that's your child.
So
one of the things, and so we have the FC playbook that succeeds the FC wiki, except it's a little bit easier to edit for execs. I know that's something that not everyone has been able to have access to, so we actually also made a page that makes it very easy to make sure that you have access to the mailing lists that you want to see, look at the histories in case you miss a message or you join later in the year, anything like that. And also making sure you've got playbook access. If you have a non-Gmail account, you might need to add a password for Google just so you can get in and log in. All that information is available at furcon.org/welcome. And so if you are if you are kind of stuck in the hiring process, if you want to access the playbook, you want to see what all the different departments do, what the notes were from previous years, what kind of checklists you might want to see. If you want to see the zoo games already, if you want to see the in previous 2015. All of that is available at furcon.org/welcome. Log in with the account that's on staff for the confusion.org, and everything will just kind of work.
And I will put that information also. I'm going to do a roundup email probably Monday or Tuesday of this week. Everything that came up in the meeting and anything that we need to know as we go into the last month of con prep. So with that, let's go ahead and go to 15-minute breakouts. If I could have the department leads just take turns, stand up and say where in the room you're going to be and what your department is. We will do a 15-minute break. And let's start with...
Yeah, so anything business related, so that's reg, dealers, comm store, I'll be right over here.
Okay. Marketing, where do you guys want to be?
I'll probably end up being just on this side in this corner.
Okay. Hotel?
For anything hotel related, I'll be around this area, and I would specifically like to talk to theming.
Okay. Programming? You might want to go in that.
Yeah, let's go hang out over by the piano.
like tables that go out into the common area?
Business. So Lysander for right now, because that takes in Germany.
Okay.
Programming, hotel, and operations. If we could please bring it back in. Particularly my favorite people in the back of the room.
Sit down. I'm going to swagger to my seat.
Ray is on the call. Hello, Ray. Thank you for dialing in.
Hello, Ray.
I'm just gonna have to buy flight tickets for Netflix weekends for the next year.
We might go to every other month next year. Welcome back, everybody. Those were really out. Most of you still had stuff to talk about, so we're gonna hang around a little bit longer after the finish during breakouts. For right now, I'm gonna go around to the departments and have the least starting hotel.
Hello, everybody. Hotel, our booking date for capacity closes December 20th. So right now, we just released a few more rooms. We do have a few more double rooms at the Marriott, and I believe at the Hilton as well through the system. The staff closed at the beginning of no leave, so I don't have any more staff rooms because those have all been leased out to the general population. So you need a hotel room or no hotel room, please encourage them to go to .org/hotel and follow the link through to our booking system to book a hotel room, because the remaining inventory will probably go quickly. Deposits have been charged. There's been a lot of deposits. Unfortunately, if you've been charged your deposit is non-refundable. However, your reservation is transferable. So if you can't come to the con, or you know someone who can't come to the con and is afraid of the deposit, then they can who needs a hotel room and just and they can pay the deposit monies over to the person who had originally booked it and charged and cannot use the room, if that makes any sense. But yes, we still have a few hotel rooms available. Please make sure and tell people to book. Hotel is also still looking for a party maven. The party, we have the party floor on the 4th floor of the Marriott every year, where we put down a whole bunch of carpet protector in the hallway, and there's a bunch of open room parties. I know that a lot of people's best experience of their first FC has been the Klingon party, and of course the Klingons will be back in full force this year. But we are looking for someone who is there to grease the wheels of the party floor as it is. The role of the party maven is to go through and talk to the party organizers and make sure that they have everything that they need in order to host their party. Additionally, to ensure that our rules, as laid out on furcon.org/party, that they have all agreed to when they applied to the host a party on the floor, and to make sure that attendees are having fun and to interface with Flair any potentially any attendees who have possibly overindulged become a detriment to the fun of the others on the party floor. You are also responsible for, Party Maven is also responsible for interfacing with our wonderful hospitality department, who run our hydration station, which is there to help people who have potentially overindulged, to help suitors and anyone else cool down. But yes, that is an open staff position and that we are looking to fill very quickly. So if you know anyone who likes to party and wants to be on call for Friday and Saturday nights, 2 o'clock in the morning, then I would be glad to hear from them. I believe that is hotel. Is there anything else that anyone can think of that I might?
Really thorough.
Perfect. That is, again, my name is Clinton. I will be around for a few minutes meeting, so if anyone needs to talk to me about hotel or the facilities that we use to run the convention, please let me know.
Alrighty. Does anyone have any questions for hotel right now? Nope. Okay, we will move to business.
All right. Update on the registration numbers. So it looks like we're at 1,027 registrants this year so far, which is approximately up 5% from last year, which is really nice to see. Sponsors, 128 sponsors, 35 super sponsors so far. A little bit low on that end, but still tracking all right. Up next is art show. So far we have 68 artists registered into the art show. I know there have been a couple of issues with the email system and they're trying to work through that. A lot of the confirmation is getting lost in spam and things. So things are a little bit on the low side right now. Adult panel space, 33% of that has been sold, but there's still all the adult table space. 21% of the general table space has been sold, and 42% of the general panel space, general art panel space has been sold. And I believe that is currently all the updates that I have for business. We do have the dealers hall layout done. It just is going through a couple of final tweaks, and then it'll be probably ready to post very soon online. Other than that, yeah, I think that is it for business. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm curious, how big is the wait list for dealers room?
The dealers room originally started at about 35 on the wait list. I think it's down to something like 16 in that range, yeah.
All right. Let's move then to programming.
You know, I'm writing the notes for everybody. Slow down. All right.
No.
Rude. So for programming, everyone who's on programming staff, I sent out an email a couple days ago with action items for track leads, room leads, and event leads. I can go over some of those like high-level items right now, but part of the email was also some of the updates that we had recently. The DJ selection results went up and they're online. The dance competition signups are up and are available for people to listen. FCU signups for our variety show are also online and available. And we're accepting Dance Comp and FCU. We would love to have more people participate in that. If you know folks who want to do a variety show act or dance, sign up on those forums. There's links in the notes and they're also available up on the website. They're pretty easy to find under the events tab. We just held space usage meetings to try to finalize our details on our catered events and finalize our room assignments for stuff in the convention. We're still trying to figure out a few things regarding our backstage space, including like when we can do auditions and what we can put in them. And whether or not we're going to merge the rooms together to make there be more room for photo shoot and just kind of make the space a little bit easier to access. Some more interesting notes that came out of that were that we're changing our super sponsor lunch into a sponsor and super sponsor brunch. Be able to come and enjoy a fun meal. It's also sort of an interesting thing that you upgrade your membership from normal to sponsor if you want.
It'll be fancy and delicious, and I really want to go, so I'm actually thinking about sponsoring.
Also, another thing that came out of that meeting is that we're changing Fancy Friday a little bit. We're turning it into more of an after-dinner focused, after-dinner dessert-focused event. Part of that is that super sponsors will get in for free, and will also be offered a free drink. So that's exciting too. There's also some notes that I showing what our year-over-year numbers were for panels, and it shows that we're actually tracking pretty well this year. We have a slight increase on the number of panels that we've had for the last few years, and everything is tracking pretty well. There were some concerns throughout the year on how many fursuit track panels we've had. But it's sort of interesting because we had a new track called the performance track, which has sort of been making up for those numbers. So another, I guess, but everything looks pretty good. I don't know if you want me to bring this up right now or if you want to bring it up later, the staff meetings on Thursday and Friday.
I already brought them up.
We already brought that up. It's a bullet point that I wrote last night. I forgot. And I guess another note that's sort of important for the room, the masquerade this year has been replaced with a concert. We are unlikely to have run the masquerade unless a miracle happens. There's a number of reasons why we're not running it, but this year we're probably not going to have the masquerade. Sorry, folks.
The short and sweet of that, because I feel like you guys should know, is it's not been super well attended. It's gone through some format changes, and this is actually like the third or fourth year in a row that we've considered replacing it with something else. And since this year there wasn't somebody available to run the masquerade, we went ahead and made the decision to do a concert instead, and then we'll look at feedback from people, and if they really want us to bring back the masquerade, we'll bring it back. If it's not missed, we might continue doing some sort of variety or concert programming on that night instead.
Will this be a variety show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the variety show is still definitely a thing. The masquerade this past year was like a runway show where people would show off their fursuit, and that was it. And it was actually and efficient as it was in that format that it only lasted about 15 minutes.
One thing about it also is that the nature, I think, of the fandom has changed a little bit, such that there are a lot more performers and there are a lot more pieces of art that are. So if you are thinking about ways that we can focus on that, I think future years we'd love to hear about things that we can innovate on the masquerade format, just because the fandom's changed so much in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
I encourage people who did want to be in the masquerade to actually sign up for FCU, because I think that's actually more interesting for folks to go to, and it's more interesting for you to do something in, really. Yeah, that's sort of my suggestion there for folks who want to do masquerade, or if you want to do more of a dance routine, dance comp. So we have some for people to filter into. Panel submissions have been closed for a while. We're still accepting a couple case by case, but it's getting real tough to accept anything at this point because we're trying to have a schedule drafted up this weekend. So there were already some notes that I sent out to all the folks in programming staff about this, but our next big steps are that we need to have the schedule initial draft completed so that we can send out our BEOs to the convention center and hotels. The BEOs are banquet event orders. They're basically just whatever the schedule notes are and room configuration stuff that we send to the venues, and then they make it happen. And then we just want to keep promoting our events. Word of mouth is great. Twitter is what we've been, but hey, if you know folks, like just straight up tell them about what events we have running, because that really helps out, for people to sign up for those things. Another thing that's been on the list is to open our meetup slot sign up site. Actually run a site that's separate from our main schedule where people can all the way up to @con sign up for a meetup. It's not in a panel room, but you can either sign up for just like, hey, all of the X, let's go here, and it will be there, and you reserve a spot. Or you can also reserve a spot at the photo shoot. So if you're all of the purple fursuiters and somebody in that group of purple fursuiters wants to say, let's do a photo shoot, I don't know if I really need to go through all of the other little updates because I already emailed it out to all the leads here, but they're in the notes. And as far as hiring goes, we're still looking for gaming room volunteers. We have a number of shifts that we could use some help out with that. And Crit Olympics is looking for some staff as well. So yeah, I think that's about it for me.
Any questions for programming? All right, we will move from programming to marketing.
What we have to share with the class, I guess, gaming is coming along. Let's see, for signage, if anyone has any information on signage that they like, thought we were missing that your department needs, definitely email marketing at workon.org. Social media, same thing with that. Social media requests, things that you want us to promote on Twitter. Also should be emailed over to marketing at. Also the conbook. Note on that, the conbook, we need submissions for that basically today. If anyone has any conbook submissions that are sitting on, that's art, poetry, writing of any kind, things that you'd like to kind of showcase to our attendees. Those can be emailed over to conbook@FurCon.org. Am I missing anything? I do want to call out a couple people, Grant and Lysander, for working on the gifts for various swag and tchotchkes that we purchased. We appreciate that, came through in such. And Greg, for sure, our art director, has really good things.
Actually, on the note of gifts, Grant, do you want to tell us what we're getting?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the theme is we're kind of going for the Fantastic Beasts. You got to have swag to be able to find.
Could somebody let her back in? I appreciate how many people got up. You all are so nice.
Okay, so at the sponsor level, we have a Fantastic Beasts field guide, which is a red notebook with gold foil. That's some really neat art. You get a magic light up wand with branded to Fantastic Beasts. That is an awesome wand that has a lot of different colors. You get a swell lapel pin. Lysander has helped order. You're going to get a t-shirt. If you bump up to super sponsor, you get a really snazzy Harry Potter style scarf that is branded with a newt salamander on the logo. And then there's a couple other gifts that are coming in, but since some of them are for staff, we'll keep that a secret until it comes out. But needless to say, all the gifts are ordered, and it should be hopefully a good list.
Excellent. Anyone have any questions for marketing? Yeah.
Are we doing any meat space marketing? In other words, coffee houses and so forth?
We have contacts out with the San Jose Downtown Association. We'll also be just walking around and posting for some of those. I think that probably the biggest opportunity that we have there are for anyone who is from SJSU who is going to be coming early or otherwise in town. I don't think we get at quite as much walk up from other areas, so it's certainly something that we're looking at. Yeah, that the Team San Jose has come through with it again, offering a complimentary airport slide. So that's actually going to be launching in a couple of days. And if you're traveling through San Jose in any of your holiday travels, keep your eyes out for that.
Usually at the baggage claim, like take a picture and post it to social media because those get tons of sharing. It's just cool to see furries like,
I've also seen them by the gates, but definitely people who are going to be sitting waiting more by the baggage claim because airports. Oh, San Jose.
All right, if that is all for marketing, just again, remember to get any signage requests in and social media requests in to marketing@furcon.org. And then we will move to operations.
Basically, the stuff that is going on is just a kind of like what's going on where. Comp's going to be in the same place as it was last year, as is Gophers. So if you need any requests for that, be sure to stop in either there or request over radio. Infodesk unfortunately had to be canceled this year, so please don't send people to Infodesk. We won't have one this year. But that's due to, unfortunately, we didn't have enough staff to make that happen. So instead, just send them to ConOps, and we will we'll direct them from there. Hydration again will be in Los Gatos. So that's going to be the same as last year. I don't think I really have much else to present, except if you have anyone that wants to get a couple hours in with ConOps, do have them get in touch because we would love to have them.
Would you guys like the menu?
Yeah.
Oh.
We would love to post that.
So we do have Fix who just walked in the back, who is our staff services second or
Sorry, is there any available seats? I don't see any.
Right here.
We can blast the menu out probably up to info at. I don't know.
To staff at.
To staff at, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we can email the menu out, but if you want to give us a preview of what we might expect at staff feed.
Hi guys, I'm Fix It Wrenches. I'm your hospitality second. For Thursday, I bring you hot dogs and chili.
Yeah.
Oh.
Friday is breakfast items, then lunch items, sandwiches, and then for dinner it's going to be meat saucy balls. You may interpret it as many times as you want, but I can tell you the menu is only being one thing.
What day was meat salty balls? I'm sorry.
Friday night.
For Saturday, more breakfast items, sandwiches for lunch, and then Sunday will be Saturday would be a potato bar.
Yeah.
Popular demand. And then Sunday will be my personal favorite, the chili mac.
Yes.
And people are helping on Monday.
Whatever's left.
Leftover.
All right.
So I have a question for staff feed. So I work odd hours and can sometimes not get up during lunch or whatnot. Can we have sandwiches available at more or less all times?
We're gonna pre-make, I'm on duty for pre-making sandwiches.
Awesome.
So you'll have them in
She's
the
our
buffet.
Sweet. As long as I can go upstairs and grab a snack sometime between lunch and dinner or whenever things close or whatnot. Yeah.
We've been blessed with a designated sandwich expert.
We love designated sandwich experts.
Hospitality also works very strange hours. Works totally expecting you to get up at 0600, close down at 2300. That's 6 to 11 or the midnight. Oh, even better. What's the 61? What's the 16? 5 in the morning. Oh, 5, okay, good. I'm gonna be up at 3 anyways, because that's my schedule now.
So the best thing about hospitality is if you're hungry at con, you're a volunteer. You can just go and eat and
Give you a piece of bread and a slice of cheese. We give you meals. Get that for a recruiting position.
We get 2 slices of bread and a piece of cheese.
We should.
By the way, hospitality is looking for more people. If you do not want to deal with the general public, you're more than happy to assist you. You can use anything from cookers to servers. Please join hospitality. Thank you.
And because hospitality feeds us all during the convention, and we love them very much, I'd like to appreciate them.
Me too, and food is good.
While we're on operations, the other person I want to call out about logistics requests is Tao, if you want to let us know what you need from all of us.
As previously mentioned, I just need to have the evening schedule locked down, and I'm going to email the schedule to the hotel programming and so forth, because I understand you're having a meeting on Monday to kind of do that out.
Is that the plan?
I have put my request as
Do you want to
PTK
do-
twice,
Sure.
and apparently it's been erased twice, so.
All right.
Yeah, also, we do have a form online. If you need anything picked up by logistics, please go to that form, make a request so we know what, when, whatever, we can get you on time.
Okay, I will find the link to the logistics form because I'm pretty sure I already know where it is and send it out in my and go out this week during the week. And so if you have anything that your department needs taken to and or from the con, that's the form to fill out, not personal luggage, not unnecessary items, but things that we need for like fursuit lounge, things that are in the locker, things that might be in somebody's garage but need to end up in like registration or something.
Is there anything from the locker we're not taking?
There's a lot of stuff in the locker.
I mean, so if someone wants to make sure something's coming from the locker, should they fill out?
Typically, we have gone through all that at inventory. I marked everything that was supposed to go where. I marked off the stuff that was not supposed to go.
Okay.
So
this is
if it
for the
doesn't
form is
show
just
up-
for stuff that's not in the locker.
Correct, yes. But if it's something at your house or somewhere else.
What is in the locker that's not going?
There's some leftover items such as the big rolling trays for art show, a few other things like that.
Stuff we're not going to use, like coolers that we don't need, that are broken, maybe.
Right. We believe we have everything sorted out. If anybody is worried about what's something in the locker that needs to be there, please talk to logistics or fill out offline.
All right.
Questions for operations outside of that?
What are the hours for hydration station this week?
I don't know off the top of my head.
TBD.
Yeah.
I think TBD for hydration station.
I'll get with Heather.
I
and
believe we're
we'll-
open till 2. I believe.
Okay.
The party floor is really sort of officially open between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you'd like a suggestion, from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m. is probably when you'll want to have staff there.
Yeah,
that sounds reasonable.
All right. Otherwise, I don't want to get stuck in the
I
weeds.
just want to say one more.
Yeah, go for it.
And this is just a personal thing. It's because of you guys that we can do this convention. So personally, from me to everyone else, thank you very much.
All right, let us move from operations to, well, AV's not here, but they've been coordinating, figured out. If you have any questions for AV that involves any of our main stage shows, union scheduling in the convention center, send an email to av@furcon.org or to tp@furcon.org, which stands for Technical Production. We've been flip-flopping on that name. And since they are not here, we will move from them to IT.
IT actually doesn't really have that much to update on at
Great.
the moment. Everything is pretty much falling into place for our.
IT is the most ready to go. You won.
We've managed to make so much of our stuff self-service. The other departments have been really nice and not at us. It's great. Yes.
Have you tried turning on all the equipment? I mean, no, I'm very serious. Have you tried turning on all the equipment, getting it on at one point, ready to go immediately on Thursday?
Registration.
Okay.
Yep. So that still needs to happen for registration. That has happened for the camera systems. And we're still working on the fursuit photo booth. That one's still TBD.
Sorry to jump in, it's just in my dining room.
All right. So that's all for our departments. I want to circle back to the couple of things that I mentioned at the top of the meeting, which are, and were mentioned throughout, which are, again, hotel booking closes on the 20th. Book if you haven't already. If you know anyone who hasn't and needs a room, have them book as soon as possible. Email hotel@furcon.org. Let's see. We want to do a wrap party after the any ideas for how you want to party. Send that email to chair@furcon.org and let me know what you want to do.
Is that a wrap or is that a wrap?
With a W, a wrap up party.
Oh.
But I mean, like, we could wrap at the wrap party. I'm down.
I'm down full rizzle. It'll be crap.
I wrote a filk. Okay, so also to send to chairman at any interest in joining exec staff for next year, even this year. I don't know if we have any openings yet this year, or left this year rather. But any interest at all in being on exec staff at any point, let me know. We'll keep you on the radar. We'll make sure that you have the mobility you want to have. There's more information about bidding to chair and being on exec available at anthroarts.org. And you can also email the board at any time, board@anthroarts.org, if you have questions about the back end of how things work. Honestly, everyone, if you have an opportunity, should go over the Hiss and Purr notes. Hiss and Purr is the panel we do at the end of the con every year where people come and tell us what they hated and what they liked. And so if you get a chance to sometime between now and the con, just go ahead and skim through those. They are in the Plan Ahead 2018 channel in Slack, and I'll also send them out in an email this week. The playbook is available for you as a resource if you're not sure how something works or you have questions about what to do in a role or somebody else's role. We have a new webpage, furtherconfusion.org/welcome, that has information that's helpful for volunteers. and 2 at-con meetings, which I already talked about, and I'm pretty sure almost all of you heard. One Thursday night right after opening Friday morning with exact times TBD. I'll try to send that out in the email this week as well. And with that, are there any other questions in the room for anyone or any other announcements in the room?
Quick announcement to remind people that Silicon Valley Pet Project is our charity. We are still soliciting charity auction items, so if you have anything you'd like to donate, it could be either art, fursuits. Last year we had kind of things. Email charity@furcon.org, or if you have an event and would like to involve the charity in any way, either the people or soliciting donations, come talk to me or email charity@furcon.
Awesome. Anyone else? Yeah.
Would the Fursuit Lounge, as an operation, still be looking for volunteers?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, definitely still looking for a couple more people to be comfortable. But yeah.
That was all I was saying.
Cool.
There are plenty of at-con short shifts that we would appreciate having more people for creation. I can speak to signage for marketing.
Art show's another one.
Art show.
Door checkers.
Yeah, art show could really use some more staff also.
So interested in being a part of staff, then please send them our way. Send them to
HR@furcon.org. That's a good one for it. Or honestly, you can even email the department lead for whatever department you want to be at. All of our contact info is on the contact page on the Furcon website. So if you don't have it written down or you lose it or you forget it, you can check on there. And even if you email the wrong person, no one's going to be mad at you. We'll just make sure the right person sees it.
Is bored, where can they go at con to volunteer for a few hours?
Oh yeah, if you're bored at con and you want to pitch in somewhere else outside of what you're already doing, go to ConOps. Gopher Den will be in there this year, and you can definitely be put to more work.
And if you have friends or bored or whatnot.
We'd like for all of you to have time to enjoy your convention too. Like we really don't want you to be working the whole time if we can avoid it.
Unless that's how you enjoy a convention, then please.
We don't judge.
We won't. I won't judge. That's how I enjoy a convention.
I see a hand in the back.
We got our board meeting location last month, and they were looking for fursuiters to help them out with some photo ops. Anyone's interested in doing that, especially cat fursuiters. Can we set up something for people to like coordinate?
Yeah, we can set up like a cat photo shoot and about when to do it and see what they need.
We're actually also looking at doing a cat photo shoot at con for the scheduling. So we're for the charity specifically. So
I'll email them to see what times they're available for that. Unless there's like a set time that it's at right now, or is it still?
We can try to put it around one of the times they're already going to be there, so that they don't have to make another drive if that's easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. If there are no other questions, comments, concerns, then I will call this the end of the official meeting. Thank you guys so much for coming. This has been so productive, and we really, really can't do this without all of your help. So I'm so glad to see all of you here, and I'm really starting to look forward to it. I think we're going to have an excellent convention this year. So thank you all so much. If you still have things to talk about, feel free to stick around, but otherwise, have a great day.
Goodbye forever. I'm gonna go 3,000 miles away from you. Ouch.